for beasts and ghouls of kingdoms far, starry and state and Lucinia, dancing walks down the line.
About 7 years ago, there was an art and music festival called Duotone. We all put our heads together and created this kind of festival event, and there was all these artists, and we were all friends and all talking to each other just about what was going on. We just decided it would be a good idea to keep it going in one form or another, and leave it even more open-ended and create more of an opportunity for artists to create opportunity for themselves. This is kind of more to benefit the artists and everybody involved.
My name's Layla Neverland, and I played on this stage, and people could go give money to the festival in my name. So the musician who raised the most money for the radio won this recording thing, so I recorded the 7th album. That's how I did it for free. Those events are incredibly important. Conduit is important, Cakewalk, all that. The 7 blocks of busking festival that went through, the Cherry Pit Festival, every single little thing that brings community together is important because it's the tribe. You can't just live in a world where the tribe doesn't gather. You gotta get together.
For a community of its size, Kelowna has done a pretty good job, I think, in establishing a good foundation for culture in the community. So I think the task from here on in is really to take all of that good foundation work that we've already done and build on it, integrate it, connect the dots a bit more.
They're already there. It's just a matter of noticing it and then kind of acknowledging it and supporting it and saying, here's a space for it.
Thank you, Rebecca. Oh, this is fabulous. Please do.
I'm an urban farmer here in Kelowna, and I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what I do with Green City Acres, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about food and agriculture in general.
You know, Kelowna's always been sort of this whitewash, sort of suburban, boring, everybody drives, you know, it's car culture, it's kind of like LA but worse, and you know, it's like until we see people getting out of their cars, getting involved in local food, getting involved in community events. When you step out of that box, all of a sudden the world is three-dimensional and it's there for you to touch and feel, and you're there for people to touch and feel you.
I think what's also starting to emerge with Ecotone this year in particular is also linking those grassroots arts initiatives to other social agendas, sustainable agriculture, for example. That is really important because it's something that we're starting to see worldwide, is the fact that artists have really particular and valuable skills that can often be harnessed really effectively to achieve other objectives in the community.
wonder why they leave you. You wonder where the spark went. You need a Superman to save you. I'll always be a Clark Kent. Always give you service this way, but I can't jump tall buildings, and I can't lift planes.
The Rotary Center is relatively new, like that wasn't there when I was born kind of thing. I worked with the city on the kind of arts and cultural plan for the future. So I've definitely seen personally that people are starting to take an interest in making sure that there is arts and culture here and that it's supported and nurtured and it doesn't die out because of Kelowna.
Well, I always walk around, I see you holding on Luther's hand.
And I think a lot of interdisciplinary collaboration with artists is important. I mean, that's something that we're obviously doing. That's something that was really on display at Ecotone. And I think that's what the city needs, because there were, you know, hundreds of people at Ecotone who, some of them were there for Yukon Blonde, some of them were there for the art installations, some of them were there for like the artisans. So when you get an event that brings together all sorts of disciplines, everyone benefits from it. And with such a small place, such a small community, and such a small audience, I think it's key to get the biggest, most efficient output out of what you do have here.
I certainly understand how important it is for artists to exercise their skills, build their skills. I think there needs to be a way for that to be a mutual process rather than imposed on an unwilling or unknowing property owner.
So many spaces that aren't getting utilized for anything in the city at all that totally absolutely could be, and there's so many venues, and there should just be more music, and there could be more opportunities very easily if people were willing to just like take the initiative to create these opportunities. And there should just be more like businesses that want murals and stuff like that.
When the provincial government started making some changes to its own budget and guidelines for community gaming grants, for example, we started to see a real domino effect in the arts community as more and more organizations had their funding quite drastically reduced. And these organizations are the ones that we rely on to deliver the bulk of cultural services in the community, and they do a great job.
From a business aspect, you know, a lot of people or a lot of businesses don't really understand the relationship between culture and sales, I guess. You know, it's hard to make a direct, you know, comparison, you know, to say like, well, when this event, you know, like when this happens, how can I equate that to sale? Most retailers need to recognize these days that they've got to get out of just selling products. They've got to sell an experience or something more, you know, because you can go online. You can go online and get things for better prices. You know, you can find, you know, everything you want. So we can't be just selling things anymore, because, you know, we're not going to win if we do that. We need to focus on expanding ourselves as a cultural hub. And I'm talking about any retailer, not just a bookstore, but, you know, you could be clothing stores or coffee shops or, you know, jewelry stores. They just need to expand their vision of what a business is. And it's really just, it's connecting people.
One of the big themes is how do we build more connection between arts and business? And how do we build more collaboration and connection between all of the great things that are already happening?
Getting these events organized, getting the big ones started will prove to these companies, to the city, to the provincial government, that if they do put money into this, it will help grow our economy and our businesses, and will make people, attract people from around the world to come live here. So I think the culture and the business end of things is linked directly.
keep